like that. Ooh, I'm in my new bag, my bad. You ain't get too bad, my bad. Yeah. First of the month, I'ma run it back. Ay. Same day, why I'ma run it back. Yeah. Friday, payday, run it back. Ay. Run it back, run it back, run it back. Ooh. 48 yards, I run it back. Ay. I cop a car, I run it back. Yeah. Go your then run it back. Run it back, run it back, run it back. Hello, that's the Chad calling.
Hey everybody, it's the coach. This is Madden 20 on EA Sports. Ahead, we'll get a look at Jimmy Garoppolo and the San Francisco 49ers as they match up with Jameis Winston and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. With that, let's head over to Raymond James Stadium in Tampa for the call of this one. We bring in our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
We are just a few miles from the Gulf Coast of Florida at Raymond James Stadium here in Tampa. With the echoes of cannon blast still ringing in our ears from the north end zone, the Bucs were introduced a moment ago, and they are all set as their guys will do battle with the San Francisco 49ers. With you from the booth, Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis. A CDR matchup here. A couple of teams last year that were really pretty similar. Both under 500, both missed the playoffs, and they both think that they can turn things around in 2019.
Yeah, how about 2018, though? A case of the haves and the have-nots. In 16-game seasons in the NFL, for the first time last year, no one finished 8-8. Now, you know that in baseball, basketball, other sports, turnarounds can take 3, 4, 5 years. In football, it could just be a few months.
The punter Pinion now to kick this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The San Francisco offense heading out, and a welcome sight for 49er fans. Jimmy Garoppolo leading the way. Jimmy, of course, lost for the season in Week 3 last year in Kansas City, and then the Niners really struggled the rest of the way without him. The silver lining to the early season injury, it gave Jimmy Garoppolo plenty of time to heal and get back to 100%.
Here we go. 180!
Got to do better. Come on, QB, come on.
Here's Garoppolo on 1st and 10. The tight end Kittle has it on the left side. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. Kittle last year, what a season. 1,377 receiving yards, an NFL record for tight ends en route to his first Pro Bowl. Not bad for the former 5th-round pick. Actually, I remember that game, December against Denver. He had that monster first half, 210 yards, did not have a single catch in the second half, but still those 210 yards were just 4 yards shy of Shannon Sharp's. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Once again, they run with Breida on 1st down. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. And these are the guys we're about to see down on the turf in just a moment.
Joe Staley, the left tackle, one of the most respected players in the league, as well as one of the most talented.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. On 2nd down, a run with Breida. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
How best to describe that one? I'd say right down Broadway on that run.
A straight ahead running. I think that might be something we see a lot of between the tackles today.
Well, he's enjoying things so far here this afternoon. Sees a crease and bursts through it for a solid game.
Here we go.
So from Buccaneer territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Now they'll throw with Garoppolo. He hits his target. It's the tight end Toilolo. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. And a quick look at the Buccaneer defensive starters.
And Suh was an all-pro when he was with the Detroit Lions in 2013, 2014. Many people think that maybe he might either be slowing down or not playing at the same level. My eyes tell me he's still playing at an elite level, still destroying the interior of an offense, can get to the quarterback, crush a run game, you name it. Ndamukong Suh can do it. And how about how durable he is? Hasn't missed a game since 2011.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And he hauls it in the end zone. Touchdown, San Francisco. Marquise Goodwin, 45 yards. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. Well, that's how they envisioned it, get the football to start the game and score it.
And I don't know if that was scripted. Was it an audible? Or was it just a play call that they had in their pocket? No matter what, they had the right call on against the right defense, and they end up in the end zone.
Robbie Gould on for the extra point. And the 49ers grab a 7-0 lead. A drive that time of 6 plays, and it's polished off by a touchdown for San Francisco. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The Buccaneers set to take over. Jameis Winston at the controls. And it's a big season forthcoming for the #1 overall pick back in 2015. If you look at the numbers, just 21 and 33 as a starter during his tenure. But the hope now is that renowned quarterback whisperer Bruce Arians can breathe some new life into him in 2019. Winston and the Bucs take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. Play action now. Winston. Got a man. It's Brashad Perriman. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Just like that, a pickup of 20 on their first play from scrimmage.
Defense gives up a touchdown the opening drive. Offense, you got to want to get out there and get those points back right now.
And that's a sharp throw there to get this drive off to a good start. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. This is Peyton Barber. He led them in rushing a season ago. And he's got this one across midfield into 49er territory. It's a 6-yard pickup, but it gets them to 2nd and 4.
Peyton Barber, a surprise workhorse for the Buccaneers in 2018. I don't think they expected him to have 234 carries, but he certainly felt like he could carry the load and just carried it there for a nice gain.
On 2nd down and 4, Winston. It's caught by Mike Evans. 12 yards there and a 1st down. And that's the first connection, the #1 overall pick in 2015, finding the #7 pick in 2014 in Evans.
And what a great target Mike Evans is for Jameis Winston. Winston's a pretty accurate thrower, but that catch radius that Evans provides, that makes him that much more dangerous.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get a little over 2, maybe a full 3 down to the 32-yard line. And we get a glance now at the Buccaneer offense.
Peyton Barber had his best year running the football in 2018, and he was 9th in the league last year in rushing attempts. The only issue, yards per carry. total yards under 900. New head coach Bruce Arians, he believes he can improve his efficiency.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Let's make these babies cry.
They go back to the ground, this time Barber. And he'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. 12 yards there and a first down. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
Ready? Blue ready.
Let's go, defense. Let's go, defense.
From the red zone now, Winston. Out to the left there and complete to Howard. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
And with the Buccaneers' new coaching staff, you have to figure they're going to want to use O.J. Howard a little bit more this season. 34 catches, 565 yards last year, but that was in only 10 games. 6'6", 251, and can run. Just did there.
That is caught at the 7-yard line. Yards the pickup, and that's a first down. I don't think it's a surprise they're throwing the football early. We expected that. They told us they were going to come out firing, but 4 for 4 on the opening drive. They like that.
They don't just like it. They love it because now everyone gets locked in. Your confidence jumps up. Everyone's easy about what they're doing out there. And by the way, they're looking at the sideline thinking to themselves and expressing, let's keep throwing it. We're doing pretty well. Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
It's 2nd and goal, back to the 8-yard line now. Now Winston. And that is caught, but the back judge right there to say incomplete. Mike Evans, the one he was looking for. But now it's 3rd and goal. And a look now at the defensive starters for San Francisco.
Dee Ford, a lightning-quick edge rusher, has made his way from Kansas City to San Francisco, and no one happier than interior defensive lineman DeForest Buckner. That should free him up for more one-on-ones inside, and Ford's speed off the edge will surely make quarterbacks get rid of the ball a whole lot quicker.
This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on 3rd and goal? Now it's a bootleg with Winston. And the pressure gets there, and Winston goes down. Dee Ford coming in to drop it for a loss of 8, and it also brings up 4th.
We always talk about how teams are so competitively matched, and you just want to make those plays that give you an advantage. How about right here? The difference between letting them score a touchdown versus holding them to a field goal? That's absolutely huge with the play he just made.
And you know he hated taking the loss there on 3rd down. So on 4th down, on comes the Buccaneer kicker, Matt Gay. From the right hash, this from 33. And Gay knocks this one through. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So, yes, it's only 3, but at least they're able to answer back after giving up the touchdown to start the game.
Yeah, I like the observation there because getting some points on the board, very positive for them. Feel a little bit better about things because if you don't score, you potentially have opened the door for them to score again, and then you're down 14.
The punter Pinion now to kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. San Francisco's offense taking the field here. And folks, you'd be impressed with my partner Charles Davis's preseason schedule. He gets all over the place. Every camp, he's just always in the air in a camp. So what are you hearing from the Niners camp and Jimmy Garoppolo and company?
Well, you know, I try to be America's guest.
And
that's how it
You're
works.
good at that.
I do as best I can with that. But with Jimmy Garoppolo, the recovery has been great. Everyone loves what they're seeing. In OTAs and minicamp, he actually took a snap and went to throw a football, and whistles went like crazy because a couple of pass rushers came free even though there was no contact. Anyone who came near him, they just stopped the play immediately. Then you get into the fall camp, and they actually have a trick play where Jimmy Garoppolo ultimately becomes the receiver, and head coach Kyle Shanahan has taken that play out of the playbook. We're not going to have Jimmy Garoppolo doing those sort of things while he continues to recover.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. Throwing now is Garoppolo, and his throw's going to be incomplete. George Kittle, the Pro Bowl tight end, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd and short. Great coverage there all around. Really didn't have many options to throw the football.
Very little chance that one was going to be completed. Every receiver was locked up.
After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. They'll try to pick this up on the ground with Breida. Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. That'll bring up 4th. They had the 8-yard gain on 1st down, but unable to do much from there.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
On now is the 27-year-old rookie, Mitch Wisnowski, to punt, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. Taking it about the 16. Call that 49 yards on the punt. They do get 7 back on the return. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. As Tampa Bay's offense trots out here, Charles, let's look ahead to this season. You know, you and I have talked before about Marcus Mariota and this being a big year for him in Tennessee. Well, his draft mate, Jameis Winston, this is kind of a big year for him under center.
You're exactly right. Both of them in their 5th year. Remember, Winston was the number 1 pick in that draft. Mariota was number 2. And it's not that Jameis Winston hasn't been coached and coached well before. He's had quarterback gurus in his career at Tampa. But now, Bruce Arians, the head coach, that may be the ultimate quarterback guru. And also, his offensive coordinator is a former quarterback in the NFL. So if it doesn't happen this year for him, I don't know when it does. But the early returns seem promising. He looked pretty good in the early going. Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It's way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. On 2nd down, Barber takes this to the 27, give him 4 yards.
That 2nd down play call was not to pick up the 1st down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down because they had the incompletion on 1st down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
They go play action. Winston. Open man is Godwin. It's complete. Winston to Godwin on the connection there for a Tampa Bay first.
Chris Godwin, the former Penn Stater, should see an increase in action and production in 2019 with Adam Humphries and Deshaun Jackson gone from the team. 842 yards in 2018, second only to Mike Evans on the Buccaneers.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. From the gun, Winston. Incomplete.
Yeah, that one sailed on him. You've got to make sure you give your receiver a chance to come down inbounds because they are very gifted. They'll make the circus catches, but they make them out of bounds. That does you no good.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. To throw, Winston. Over the middle to Evans. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. A gain of 13. It's a 1st down.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
A running play on first down, and it turns into a fight just to get back to the line of scrimmage. The pass rush specialist, D. Ford, in on the stop. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom, quick, 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 and what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
Throwing on second down. Winston, pressure from his right, and he goes down hard, flat on his back. Credit the sack to Fred Warner.
Well, that was an interesting little chess match there because the offense went empty set. No running backs in the backfield, so they're trying to get people out into a route pretty quickly. But guess what? The defense sees that. They go ahead and move themselves into a blitzing situation and come right after the quarterback. They had more guys there than they could block.
Winston needing a big play after the sack as he leads the Bucs up on 3rd and long. Working out of the gun, Winston. He's going to let this one go deep. That's caught at the 25. That one will go down as 33 yards on the 3rd down conversion.
That's a great job of working the sideline right there. I love how he tracked the football the whole way, just reached up and pulled it in, had excellent field presence to understand where he was in order to make that play happen.
So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line. Barber on 1st and 10. And he stopped immediately there. There to stop him on the defensive side, Fred Warner.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Winston gives to Barber. Oh, refusing to go down. And he's into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. 25 yards. And the Bucs have taken the lead.
Well, partner, that was another explosive run. And one thing I've learned in our time in this game, yes, the offensive line has to get a lot of credit, but for big runs to occur, the wide receivers have to block well downfield.
And then you have to have a good guy carrying the ball too, right?
Oh, without a doubt. You need that difference maker lugging the rock.
Matt Gay on for the extra point. And it's through, and that makes the lead 10-7. A 10-play drive that time. And it's Peyton Barber that polishes it all off with a touchdown scamper. Following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The San Francisco offense getting their last-minute instructions before they take over here. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
so well. Go to something else.
And maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
Looking to throw, Garoppolo. That's to the right side, complete to Kittle.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Garoppolo after the fake give to Breida. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. That one good for 26 and a first down. A nice job there, Charles. They picked up the blitz, were able to complete the pass.
That had the total feel of a quarterback in control. Red blitz, got him into the right protection scheme, so he doesn't get hit back there. He's got a chance to step up with supreme confidence and deliver it downfield for a nice completion.
Here we go.
So from Buccaneer territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. On play action, now Garoppolo completes it to the tight end, Kittle. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
That was a nice throw out there to the flat, but they defended that pretty well. The hope is to go ahead and put it on him so he can turn and get upfield and gain additional yardage. There just wasn't anywhere to go on that play.
2nd and 12 after the first down pass play went backwards for 2 yards. On play action, it's Garoppolo. That'll be complete to Breida. Not able to get a single yard there, and it'll bring up 3rd down.
Usually the offense has an answer to anything a defense throws at them, including a safety valve, and that's what they did on that play. They went there, but the defense still made an excellent play and held them to no gain.
They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here. Garoppolo again. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he's going to be taken down at the 39, clearly short of the first by a few yards.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
Here comes the 49ers punter now, as he'll come on to kick this one away. Here comes the Tampa Bay offense now heading back out onto the field. Last time they were out here, they had the benefit of good field position, led to a touchdown. This time, they're going to have to work for it.
They are, but with that last drive that culminated in a touchdown, I think they carry that confidence into this one. Doesn't matter where you start with the football now, they have to feel great about their opportunity.
Winston and the Bucs take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 11. From the shotgun, it's Winston. And his throw's going to be incomplete. He was looking for Chris Godwin that time. And that'll bring up 2nd down. That pass just a little bit off. It looked like maybe he tried to force it in there.
Game speed, always different, no matter what you do in practice. You can't simulate it, right? So your decision-making, everything has to be a little bit quicker. Sometimes it can throw you off until you adjust.
On 2nd down, Winston again. He's got his tight end over the middle, O.J. Howard. And he's brought down, but not before they get it across the 20-yard line. 12 yards there and a first down.
Like so many tight ends nowadays, they have no problem at all putting him in the slot and letting him go to work, and that's a nice pitch and catch right there for a first down.
Winston now already over 100 yards passing in this first quarter. It's 1st and 10. A carry for Barber. Nowhere to go that time. Might have gotten a yard up to the 25. A minimal gain as we tick down inside of a minute remaining in the opening quarter.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete. So he can't hang on, and as I watch that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Well, you know a coach said that, right?
Yeah.
Not an actual player. Not a chance at all. Way easier said than done.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Jameis to throw it. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down. So drive 1, they had the field goal. Drive 2, touchdown. And now here on drive 3, looks like they're going to have to punt.
At least they were finally able to reverse the trend, because giving up the field goal, then the touchdown, it's almost like they finally got to the offensive side of the ball and said, okay, we've got the system to shut you down.
So on 4th down, out comes the Bucs free agent signee Bradley Pinion to punt. Back deep, Trent Taylor. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Niners will go on offense. 1st and 10. And San Francisco gets set to go here. And hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win 1st down. You win 2nd down. And guess what? You start accumulating 1st downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
Garoppolo going to bring the Niners up here 1st and 10 at their own 18. They fake the give. Now Garoppolo looks to throw. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Levante David making his presence felt in the backfield.
We're going to keep getting set.
$10-7 our score after 1 right here on EA Sports. The 49ers with the football here to begin the 2nd quarter, as they've got it with a 2nd down coming up. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. To throw is Garoppolo. And his throw here is incomplete. He was trying to get it to George Kittle, his tight end. And that'll make it 3rd down. And Charles, got to like what this defense has been able to do these last couple of plays.
Yeah, they get the sack on 1st down, then they force the incomplete pass. Now they're just a play away from getting the football right back, but it's a big play. They've got to hold up.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Looking deep downfield. And it's knocked away and incomplete. It was the linebacker, Devin White, there to knock it away.
That's a bold strike right there, taking it downfield and putting some air on it. But how about the coverage? Able to get his hands across the receiver and bat the ball down.
Here comes the 49ers punter now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. It's taken on the 25. They'll call that a 61-yard punt. He got all of that one. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Heading back out there, a look at Peyton Barber. He's over 40 yards here in the 2nd quarter. Been nice and effective for them, hasn't he?
He has definitely been dependable, and really shouldn't underestimate what he's getting done here, because anytime you're on a pace that's going to approach 100 yards, you've really done some damage in an NFL game.
And now he's looking just to add to his totals. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
He can't hang. He's not going to get me. Where do we go?
Winston. Throw right side to Perriman, and it's caught. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards. Jameis now, 9 of 15 throwing the ball, 60%, and it's 1st and 10. Now Winston. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. No gain, and it's second down. They couldn't get anything going there out on the right side in the flat of the swing pass.
And didn't we have a discussion with their staff about wanting to get the backs more involved in the passing game? Huge emphasis for this game, but obviously the defense had other plans and really made a nice play.
Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. Now a nice throw here, right side. He hauls it in. 22 yards there, a first down.
And that was a heck of a shot right there by Jameis Winston. Boy, he has a superior right arm, doesn't he? You saw him play baseball.
Yeah, he's actually a switch hitter in baseball. Outfielder, and then, of course, a very hard-throwing pitcher. That's translated well in the National Football League.
That it has. When he has to make that throw on a line, he's got plenty of arm to do it.
On first down, Barber. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Hey, ready? Flag, what's that? Line 54.
Watch the out, watch the out.
Let him go. Let him go.
First down, they go with Barber again. And able to get him inside the 5 here, just inside the 5 to about the 4. A solid run on first down, gain of 7, leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
They hand off to their big tight end, and he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time, because let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
49ers have an extra defensive back on the field. A nickel set for 3rd down. To throw is Winston. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
A 22-yard attempt.
Gay's kick is good. And the lead stretches to 6 here. It's 13-7. A good drive gets him inside the 5, but they could not punch it in.
And credit the defense, too. Make sure that happens, because that was the old bend but don't break approach. Made sure they contained them when they absolutely had to and forced the field goal attempt that went through.
The punter Pinion now to kick this one away. This will be fielded at the 8. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. Matt Breed in the offense heading back out. They've given him some touches. They haven't had a lot of success on the ground. Do you maybe keep going to that well, or do you mix it up more?
I think you mix it up more, try and loosen things up. Get the defense to react to other people, other plays, but don't forget about it. That's your horse. You know, Secretariat lost twice in his career.
So educational. That's very true, kids. Look it up. Garoppolo going to bring the Niners up here 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. Garoppolo looks to throw. Over the middle to Kittle, complete. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. This drive starting off on the right foot, 18 yards.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. Looking left sideline, but it's incomplete. The intended receiver, Marquise Goodwin. And now it's 2nd down.
Well, let's have some fun while we have a minute here. Fantasy drafts are in full swing. I know I've got my family fantasy draft coming up, Charles. Who would be your top 3 picks? I know that you're a noted fantasy football expert, so who would you take?
Well, you've got to start with guys who are going to touch the football and put it in the end zone, right? You got to score.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. M.J. Stewart, mainly known for his pass coverage, this time a sack. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it, but it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
Well, that last sack, it puts Garoppolo and the 49ers in a tough spot. They face a 3rd and long. On 3rd and long, it's Garoppolo. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. Not much going on this drive. Looks like they're going to have to punt it away, CD.
And right now, I know a lot of their fans are screaming for the OC to change things up, get away from what he's been calling. Sometimes you just need better execution of the plays that have been called.
Here comes the 49ers punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And this is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback. Heading back out there, a look at Peyton Barber. We're in the 2nd quarter. They've got the lead. The lead, though, not so much because of the ground game, because of their air attack, Charles.
So what they're seeing so far is the possibility of things loosening up later in the ground game. Through the air first, maybe they have to start respecting that even more as the game goes on, and then there will be running lanes to find later.
Yeah, try to get him more involved here on this drive, maybe. Winston and the Bucs take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. Throwing, Winston. Escaping the pressure right. And he'll go down at the 26, following a gain of 6.
Now, that was not a bad scramble there on 1st down. He didn't force it, nor did he throw it away. He was able to take off, and now he made it a very manageable 2nd and short.
From the 26, they'll line up on 2nd and 4.
Watch the run, watch the run.
Now Winston. Over the middle, complete. That's Howard. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. A gain of 13. It's a 1st down.
Completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Here's Winston. Oh, look over the middle, and he's got Perriman. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. From the gun, Winston. Over the middle to Evans. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. few inches short of a first down as they come up now on second down. They'll throw again. Winston. Now the ball comes loose. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. And they're going to set up shop at the 32-yard line.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
Set to take over again here on offense, Jimmy G and the 49ers. Been a decent start for him here in this first half, but bottom line, his team's losing. They got to fix something.
And it starts with him. He has to keep that little quarterback strut going right now to make sure that his team sees him as confident. Continue to try and up his game, but just let him know, hey, if I'm around, if I'm the one calling signals and throwing the football, just follow me, we'll get there. Sometimes that will do more to elevate a team than anything else.
See if he has that confidence. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. First down yardage on the first play of the drive, give him 14. Matt Breida out of Georgia Southern now in his third year in a 49er uniform. He was tough to keep off the field last year. Very good yards per carry, 5.3 on 153 attempts. Good for over 800 yards rushing.
Here we go, here we go, here we go. 180! Hot!
Now it's Breida. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stop that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
Let's go, tight end. Let's go right here.
Garoppolo gives to Breida. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. From the gun, it's Garoppolo. And able to haul it in is Kittle. And this is going to lead to another first down as the tackle's made at the Bucs 36. 5th catch of the game for him there.
Yeah, and the tight end position is now becoming a volume pass catcher. It used to be occasional, right? Safety valve. Throw one to him every so often, but mainly they want him out there to block. Nowadays, an integral part of the passing game, and they create such great mismatches that they often become the leading receiver.
Here we go, here we go, here we go.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
45.
On first down, here's Breida. And he'll have a gain of 3 to the 33.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. On 2nd down, it's Coleman. Works his way inside the 30 on a pickup of 4.
What a luxury to have a guy like this who can not only spell your starter, but can come in and keep drives going.
Here we go, here we go. 180!
On 3rd down, a run from Breida. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
Last year's NFL leader in field goal percentage, Robbie Gould, on for the Niners field goal. From the right hash, it's a 46-yard attempt. And this is right down the middle as he puts it through. And that will cut the lead back down to 3 at 13-10.
CD, you know there were quite a few Bears fans back in January saying, why didn't we hold on to that Robbie Gould guy?
Well, it's a legitimate question. 33 of 34 for San Francisco in 2018. The crazy stat of the year, he missed more extra points, 2, than he did field goals, 1, in the 2018 season.
So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. And this offense trotting back onto the field. Let's turn our attention here to Ronald Jones. A good job in the passing game, decent job in the running game, but really they've been more effective through the air. We'll see if that shifts at all as this goes on.
Thus far, it feels like they're calling this game in reverse. Normally you run to set up the pass. Here it feels like they're passing, hoping to set up the run and be more effective later on in the game.
Yeah, you can do it both ways. We usually talk about it in the reverse, however.
No doubt about it.
Winston and the Bucs take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Working out of the gun, Winston. And his throw is incomplete.
Well, Charles, if you think so far the early part of the preseason, who has stood out? If you take a peek back at the draft, the first round, it was pretty defensively minded, but there were 3 quarterbacks taken. Kyler Murray first, Daniel Jones 6th, Dwayne Haskins 15th. Of those guys, they've looked pretty good.
I agree with you, Brandon. When you talk about those 3 quarterbacks, and you're right, the rest of the draft, we're talking about big linemen, right? We're talking about defensive players, not a lot of skilled players in the first round. But let's take the quarterbacks very quickly. Kyler Murray, by acclamation, went to Arizona. Everyone excited about it, and I think his team remains excited about his prospects. They're eager to see him play. He became the starter as soon as he was drafted. Daniel Jones, that was a different situation in New York. The fans weren't real excited about him coming in, but the reason they drafted him has a similar demeanor and talent to Eli Manning, and he's acquitting himself quite nicely in the early going. And Dwayne Haskins a little more up and down in Washington, but they love the big arm of this guy, and he's back at home. Remember, he grew up in Potomac, Maryland.
And now with that completion, he's north of 200 yards here in the first half.
And he's going to break our statistician, Marvin, isn't he? Because Marvin right now is just tallying it up. Hope his hand doesn't hurt too much doing this or keeps hitting the calculator. But my goodness, what a start he is off to. By the end of this game, he could have monster numbers. He just wants to continue to be accurate.
Play action now. Winston. On the crossing route, complete. That's Evans. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down. And another Winston to Evans connection. Mike Evans, he didn't play football till his senior year of high school. He was such a good basketball player down in Galveston, Texas. But I think he's happy he picked football up.
I don't think there's any doubt about it. I would have loved to have been around those conversations. The head basketball coach, the head football coach. Since it was high school, maybe it was the same guy. You never know. And saying, I need this guy out on the field. Let's work quite well for him. And Jameis Winston's so happy to have him on his squad.
And they've got the lead in this one because of those 2. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
And there's another completion to the tight end. And let's face it, it is hard to overthrow a 6'6" target.
It is indeed. Quarterbacks like their speed guys. They like that huge 6'6" target that they've got in him.
They really do, and it reminds me of what one great tight end told me once. He told his quarterback, just make sure you throw it up there. You know, kind of like put up on the top shelf where the kids can't get it.
Winston now closing in on a 200-yard first half through the air. It's 1st and 10. Here's Winston. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Evans. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5. Second and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down.
Man, I got you. Man, I got you.
Again, it's Winston. Over the middle, he finds Godwin, complete. That one good for the completion percentage, but no gain. It'll be third down.
Brandon, just mark that under the category of just not successful. Trying to throw the ball, just didn't work on that one.
Completed it. No yardage. They had the catch on second down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at third down here. To the air again with Winston. Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line. Eric Armstead, the defensive end, will get credited for the sack. So now here comes the field goal team for the third time today. And we've hit first half of action. A reminder that when halftime rolls around, Jonathan Coachman will have all the highlights and analysis of this first half of play from our studios in Orlando. And Gay knocks this one through. And that extends their advantage to 6. It's 16-10. So as it turns out, that sack doesn't wind up costing them, Charles. They at least get points, get 3 of them. Yeah, that's where your kicker can really come to your rescue because, you know, after the sack, there was a little consternation there. Are we out of field goal range? Are we going to be able to get 3? In this case, he stepped right up and gave them exactly what they needed. The punter Pinion now to kick this one away. This one taken just inside the 10. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Here comes Jimmy Garoppolo now to lead his offense back out there. Been a decent start for him here in this first half, but they're losing. And I think as the captain of the offense, you probably always feel like you need to do more in that situation. The best have always felt that way, and they won't settle for anything less. So right now his goal is to increase what he's doing on the field, try to make sure his teammates come along with him, and he feels like if I do better, everyone will do better. And that's what we're seeing from him right now. Got to have a little extra determination. Yeah, a little extra determination. He has thrown the touchdown pass, no interceptions for him personally to this point. A throw over the middle, taken in. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A gain of 32 that time. I think it's pretty safe to say that initially they had to be thinking about trying to get into field goal range. But after that shot right there, they've got to be thinking bigger right now. And that was probably their thought offensively. If we hit this, great, let's go for the end zone. If not, settle for a field goal. Looks like they can try to hit pay dirt.
Here we go.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10.
45, 45, Mike, 45.
Working from the gun, Garoppolo. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Here we go, here we go.
And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here.
Defense.
A free 5 yards as the defense jumps.
I know it's an anticipation game for them, but it's also a reaction game, and they reacted poorly on that one.
Second and 2 now. The penalty leaves them in pretty good shape.
Watch the run.
Looking to throw, Garoppolo. That's complete to his receiver, Pettis. Now San Francisco going to call their second timeout, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half.
Here we go. 180!
You're trapped!
On first down, Garoppolo. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone.
As a passer, you're always trying to find that open window to throw the ball downfield. How about this one? Right in the middle of the field, right in the heart of a defense.
Here we go.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Garoppolo again. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And a couple of yards as they move it from the 21 to the 19.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
So out comes the field goal team now for the second time here today. This from 36 yards out. And the 14-year trusty veteran able to knock it through. And the lead is back down to 3 here at 16-13. So the 3 points here, they're still down, but they put somewhat of a dent into that lead going into the break.
Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at a lead, but they do know that they're going to need a little bit better effort in the second half.
So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. Time here for likely a couple plays if they want it, but with the field position what it is, maybe better suited to just sit on this one?
I'm with you totally. I would sit on it and get into the locker room and start over. But if they do decide to try and make a play, we know what the basics are. You run draw, you run screen. I would maybe run a little swing pass and try and get my lineman out in space and see if they can chop a hole into the secondary and see if he can run a little bit.
So we've hit halftime, just a field goal separating these two teams at the break. As we toss it an hour or so east of here to Orlando, it's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Thank you, sir. A field goal separates these two teams as we come back for this second half. The Bucs with the lead, and they'll get the football first as the second half is underway. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Jameis Winston and the rest of the Bucs set to begin this next drive. And maybe he's starting to wave the white flag a little bit. He's playing pretty well, but the pressure, it's got to him.
Has to find a way to step around it, step through it, or just handle it. Because, as you mentioned, he's having a pretty good day overall. Just the hits keep coming and taking those sacks. That's not the way that they want to finish a ball game with their quarterback on the ground so much.
He'd like to stay upright. When he's been upright, he's been pretty good. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. They have the lead now. They'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
From the 27, Winston. And down he goes. The 49ers get there. D. Ford able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon.
That's his second sack of the game, and the best defensive ends, they do their homework as much as offensive guys do. They know how to beat the offensive lineman across from them, what moves they need to do to set them up. This guy's been pretty good at it all game long.
Winston needing a big play after the sack as he leads the Bucs up on 3rd and long. From the shotgun, it's Winston. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. They'll get a couple yards on that one, and that'll bring up 4th down.
That's certainly playing down and distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
Here's Bradley Pinion now as he'll punt it away for the second time. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Here's a look at the 49ers offense as they make their way out for their first possession of the second half. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half two.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second half?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And it'll be 2nd and 12.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Looking to throw, Garoppolo. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. Throwing now is Garoppolo. Oh, he can't hang on to it. Almost intercepted. They would have loved the first pick of the game there, but at least it does get him to 4th down.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense that fell harmlessly to the ground. Here comes the 49ers punter now. He's been terrific so far. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And great special teams work here. This is knocking on the door of the 5. They'll spot it at the 6-yard line. So they'll play the field position game here as a very nice punt is going to pin them back.
Yeah, it's almost like watching a game of tennis, or do you prefer ping pong? You know, back and forth like that? That definitely was excellent, wasn't it?
And Tampa Bay trots out there now. They're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again. So it's not picking up a couple of first downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 first downs and make sure you move the ball into their territory.
Off the play fake, Winston. That's caught out left by Perriman. That's good for 28 yards. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Now Winston. Throwing the out route, incomplete. It's Evans. This game not quite as good as the last, but still over 40 yards between the two.
I don't know about you, but I feel like there's a little extra juice when you see Jameis Winston connect with Mike Evans early, and when they do it often, this team is really energized.
Well, Evans at 6'5", those long arms, that's so tough to defend.
And he surprises you with how fast he is because he looks like he's just loping along, and all of a sudden you're 10 yards behind him, and Jameis Winston finds him.
Winston now from the 50. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down. Just a little beyond the reach there of his receiver. That's probably one he wishes he had back.
He wishes it had been 7-on-7 in practice, or maybe even routes versus air, because that's a completion he makes, 9.9 times out of 10? Just missed that one.
On 2nd down, Winston again. Evans has it left side. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Give them 32 on the play.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. Big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great, and what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big gain. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. Jameis again. Looking for Perriman there. He's got him. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. 11 more yards that go around. A 1st down as well. Three red zone trips have yielded just 2 field goals for them to this point, so they'll be searching for something more on 2nd and goal here. To throw is Winston. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. 3 yards is the gain that time, 2nd and goal.
It's vitally important to wrap him up immediately because if you let that big guy get ahead of steam up, boy, then you've got real trouble trying to get him down.
But they're able to hold him to a short gain on 1st down. 2nd and goal from inside the 5. Winston. And this is caught. For the moment, it It's a touchdown, but multiple flags down, so let's sort this out. So reverse the celebration. We'll see if they have something else in their bag of tricks.
And isn't that always tough to watch when they score and you see the excitement, and then when they realize those points aren't going to count? Can they get it back together and find their way back to the end zone?
They'll come out in the pistol.
Line 54. Let me go. Let me go. Let me go.
3rd and goal. Winston. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
They may be snapping the ball near the goal line, but all you're thinking defensively, keep them out of the end zone. Force the incompletion, force them into going for 3, and not giving up 6.
So out comes the field goal team once more. This will be just a 21-yard attempt. Gay's kick is good. And the drive will wind up yielding 3. So making 4 out of 4 now in the field goal department, and he's able to extend their lead.
When drives are bogged down, he's been automatic out there. So nice to have a kicker you can count on to put points on the board.
The punter Pinion now to kick this one away. This one taken just inside the 10. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line.
Let's go.
The San Francisco offense getting their last-minute instructions before they take over here. And they'll be looking to avoid what happened last time, which is punting the football.
But when you look at how teams play the game, that complementary football comes into play. How do I take care of my defense? How do I take care of my offense? Well, the defense is taking care of them in a lot of ways. Now it's time for the offense to jump things up and help their defense out. Give them a little bit of rest.
Yeah, time for them to give them a rest. Took the words right out of my mouth. Garoppolo after the fake give to Breida. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a first down.
Timing is everything, and they work on this cut all the time. They work on all the timing patterns, and this time it paid off for them. Worked him to the center of the field, cut it to the outside, ball's delivered, gets both feet down for the completion.
Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on first down. Breida, he'll try the right side. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
Holding offense.
So some holding over on the left side of that O-line.
And I know for the guys trying to move those big defensive people, they'd love for them to stay in one spot. But they move around so quick and so fast that sometimes you just have to grab them.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20.
Let's go.
And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down.
Here we go. 180!
They run with Breida. And he'll get this only up to about the 35. Levante David in on the tackle.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. He's going to loft this one deep left sideline. And that's caught inside the 35. They chalked that one up as a gain of 34 on 3rd down.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So the big play has them all the way down to the 30 now for 1st and 10. This is Breida. About 3 yards there to the 27.
Not much happening there on 1st down.
I thought there might have been a hole for a split second.
Yeah, but it dried up pretty quickly, didn't it? Closed fast.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Now Garoppolo. And this is caught at the 8. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. That one a gain of 20 and a 1st down. Great mix of play calling so far. 3 runs, 3 passes. All 3 passes have been completions. 1st and goal.
I think on defense now, you have to almost take a chance. Rely on your scouting. Pick a play you think they would run here and just load up for it and see what happens.
Here we go. 180.
Single.
1 and 2.
On play action. Now Garoppolo. And it'll be intercepted. Picked up by Jordan Whitehead. While we got a second, we remind you that the Madden Championship Series is back and better than ever. August 30th through September 1st, you can watch the top Madden competitors face off in Arlington, Texas for a total prize pool of $190K. Tune in and watch it, twitch.tv/EA Madden NFL, 2:30 p.m. Eastern, August 30th and 31st, and then 10:30 a.m. Eastern on September 1st to see if Skimbo can go back-to-back-to-back as a Madden Classic champion. Winston and the Bucs take over now, 1st and 10 at the 20. They'll start on the ground with Barber, and he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out, and by a few inches, that'll be a 1st down.
That's pretty much meat and potatoes right there, wasn't it? Just go right at them and let your big horse charge up the middle. Not too fancy there, was it?
Nothing fancy at all, challenging that defense, and on that go-around, the offense won the challenge. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They go play action. Winston. He's going to look deep down the field. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in.
Well, partner, I think the defensive fellas got the memo, and they decided to cover him on that play.
Yeah, he's already up over 100 yards in this game. They tried a deep shot, couldn't get it.
Yeah, when you've had that much success, finally, someone said, let's try and put a stop to it and put people on him.
Winston leaves it with Barber on the draw. And look at this, for the 2nd straight play, the 49er defense drops him for a loss.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level, because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. 3rd and long for Winston. Well, the 2 men come together, and it's incomplete. Excellent work defensively, brings up 4th down. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part. It got them the football. But you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away. And it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football, and now zapped right back in the other direction. The punt team on now as Pinion sends this one away. And San Francisco gets set to go here. And they had a nice little drive going last time. Threw the interception in the red zone. Costly.
Bad enough to throw it anywhere, but that drives coaches insane when they're thinking about, hey, we've got a shot at points already. We're already in a spot where you're thinking you've got 3 on the board for sure, and to come away with nothing, that's a really tough one for them to swallow.
Yeah, will they make up for it? Garoppolo going to bring the Niners up here 1st and 10 at their own 23. They'll start on the ground with Breida. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. William Golston in on the stop. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle. That's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
Now this throw caught left side. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. Well, Pettis is quickly becoming the #1 receiving option for Jimmy Garoppolo. Into last year, John Lynch said that they loved the way he closed the season. Really came on late. Remember, this is a guy that they traded up to get at number 44 back in 2018 out of the University of Washington. Garoppolo, perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. Now a play fake. Garoppolo. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. Earlier we mentioned the Madden Classic Championship. We also want to remind you that registration is underway for the opportunity to represent your favorite NFL club in the Madden NFL Club Championship. 32 of the best Madden competitors in the world will face off in the Club Championship final live from the EA Broadcast Center in December. Register today for a chance to take home a piece of the largest prize pool in MCS history. Folks, over $700,000. Visit MaddenChampionship.com/compete by October 7th and receive a free Team Elite Fantasy Pack. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. Coleman has it here right side. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A gain of 22.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
Here we go.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. To throw, it's Garoppolo. Throwing the out route, incomplete. It's Goodwin. 2 chunk plays in a row. The last one was over 20 yards, and so is this one. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
This quarterback now over 300 yards now for the game, and time to improve on that as he's got a 1st and 10. Garoppolo now. Gets this one to use check. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down.
I think they tried to fool him on that one. You know, being able to throw the ball to the fullback position. No one was fooled on that play.
No, lost yardage. You think they should yank that one from the playbook, at least for the time being?
I think what you do is you take it out and you evaluate it next week in practice.
To throw again on 2nd down. Garoppolo complete to the tight end Kittle over the middle of the field. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down.
And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense at every position. The tight ends have created so many tough matchups now. If you can't run with a tight end as a linebacker, this is going to be the result every time.
And he will find his receiver, Pettis, for a 49ers touchdown. A 9-yard touchdown there. And now they can recapture the lead if they can make the PAT. And they use that height on the outside to get the score.
We've seen the evolution of the wide receivers. They've gotten taller and taller, but they've retained their quickness and their speed. It's a lethal combination.
Always good to have wide receivers with height. Now Gold for the extra point. And that one puts them on top here in the third. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And the end result for the 49ers, a touchdown. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Heading back out there, a look at Peyton Barber. He's had a good performance, moved the ball effectively on the ground. Of course, he has the one touchdown.
And when you're able to move it as effectively as you've described, that leads to finding a way into the end zone, and now he's just trying to do it for a second time. And, of course, with that comes additional yardage.
Yeah, looking for additional yardage, and again, that second score here in the third quarter. Winston and the Bucs take over now, 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. On the ground, it's Barber to start the drive. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Jameis to throw it. Throw right side, caught by O.J. Howard. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one good for 26 and a first down.
The beauty of route running is it doesn't matter what position, everyone's doing the same thing. In this case, tight end, selling the vertical route. Get the defensive back on his heels, break off for the corner. And with good timing, you get a completion, as we just saw there.
This quarterback now over 300 yards now for the game, and time to improve on that as he's got a 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
Alert 3, alert 3, alert 3.
On 2nd down now, it's Barber, and he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down.
2nd and 1, and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the 1st down.
Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. From the gun, Winston. He's got his tight end over the middle, O.J. Howard. This will be a gain of about 8 to the 27-yard line.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. To throw, Winston. Oh, look over the middle, and he's got Perriman. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
I think that's a big pickup for a 1st down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a 1st down. Executed it to perfection. A 1st down throw for Winston. And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. Here's Winston. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. It'll be a gain of 4. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Now Winston. He's got Evans. The Bucs passing game looking good on this drive. It's a 1st down. Winston of the offense with a 1st and 10. And he's hit on all 5 of his pass attempts on this drive so far. Winston now. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. An 11-yard touchdown. And the Bucs are going to retake the lead. Boy, it's nice to have that big, reliable target you can go to.
Each and every time. A lot of people see that position as a fallback. Throw it to them when all else fails. Not at all. This guy can make plays, and that's exactly what he just did.
Yeah, play here for a touchdown. Here we go now as we get set for a big 2-point conversion. They're going to keep it on the ground. And he gets halfway there down to the 1-yard line. Protection was great. He had time to set up a campsite. But in the secondary, though, they were ready.
And I think that in most places on the field, if you have that much time to throw the ball, someone's going to shake free and you'll find an open receiver. But condensed near the goal line on a 2-point conversion, all that extra, there's not any extra field. So it kind of closes in on them, and that allows you to cover a little bit better.
Following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line just across the 25. The 49ers offense now, they get set to head back on the field.
And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Garoppolo going to bring the Niners up here 1st and 10 at their own 26. Working from the gun, Garoppolo. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. Give him 6 on the play, and it'll make it 2nd down.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4 at the 32-yard line.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Throwing now is Garoppolo. And down he goes, a Buccaneer sack. The 305-pound Ndamukong Suh finding the path to the QB there. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
Well, that last sack, it puts Garoppolo and the 49ers in a tough spot. They face a 3rd and long. On 3rd and long, it's Garoppolo. He finds Coleman. Sheds off the tackle. One heck of a 3rd down conversion. 33 yards.
That could very well be a defining play in this game. A touchdown, that gives them the lead, and it's air with that big play right there.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Garoppolo. He's got the 1st down here inside the 30. And between the last 2 plays, they've moved it over half the length of the football field.
And he's the epitome of what we call the move tight end. A guy that you can line up anywhere, in the slot, out wide, in tight. Doesn't really matter because he has such great skills. You want to utilize him in all aspects of your passing offense.
And there he was in the slot for the catch.
Here we go. Like 20. Blue deck.
Garoppolo on 1st down. This is caught. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. A good pickup there of 22. And on that last play there, he's over 400 yards passing now.
You know what that generally means?
Success.
That, and it means you really didn't miss opportunities. Usually very accurate. The ball's getting to the right place. Guys are making yardage after the catch.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. William Golston. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him.
Well, if you're going to throw the ball on 1st and goal from the 2, the worst thing that should result is an incompletion for you offensively. But, Brandon, this is a different type of football. Back in my day, 1st and goal from the 2, a lot of big people with big neck rolls, they were on the field trying to ram it into the end zone.
Now whistles here, and I think one of the big boys for the 49ers might have jumped. So that'll back him up 5. Things made a little more difficult after the false start as they try again on 2nd and goal. Now Garoppolo on the bootleg. And he's going to go down again. Carl Nassib coming in hard there on the blitz, and he gets him 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
2nd goal, last thing you need to do is get pushed backwards to take a sack. But he couldn't find anywhere to go with the football. Had to eat it and ended up on the ground.
Here we go.
They need to reverse the trend. The last two plays have gone backwards. Now it's 3rd and goal. Garoppolo after the fake give to Breida. And this is going to be incomplete.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This a 40-yard attempt from the left hash. And Gold is able to put it through. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. So with that field goal, this one's now back within a field goal. Maybe not the ultimate result they wanted, but gets them that much closer.
This game is unfolding like a really good book, isn't it? Because I feel like there's a few more plot twists yet to be revealed before this one is over.
So the lead shaved to 2 now as the kickoff is away. This one taken just inside the 10. Then he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Heading back out there, a look at Peyton Barber. So after that hot start, the numbers here show the decline. What has the defense done adjustment-wise?
Sometimes when you have a running back who's gotten off to a hot start, you've got to catch him before he really gets going. So you change what you do across the defensive front. Instead of the linebackers being back a few yards, you bring them up closer. It's what we call mugging the line of scrimmage, taking away a lot of blocking angles and gaps and maybe stopping him before he can get going.
Mugging the line of scrimmage, okay.
Yeah, in this case.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
2nd and 10 now from the 27.
I'm going to run you over. I'm going to run you over. Let's go.
To throw is Winston. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. Call it a gain of 3. And all of a sudden here, it's 3rd down.
That's a gain of 3. It's 3rd and 7.
The last catch did get 3, but they're still left needing 7 yards on 3rd down. Working out of the gun, Winston. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. Give him 3 on the play, and that's going to make it 4th down. I hate to surrender the football when you're nursing, but they're going to have to punt it away. Trust that defense.
It's the right play at this stage of the game as well. You don't need to press it here because you do have that little bit of a cushion, and you count on your D to make it stand up.
Here's Bradley Pinion now as he's on to punt for Tampa Bay. And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback. The San Francisco offense getting their last-minute instructions before they take over here. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want a drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants a drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards.
There are so many things to watch for when you play defense. And reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? And it sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him. From up near the 40 now after the big play to start. Here's another 1st and 10. A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Ndamukong Suh picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. There's Garoppolo to throw. This one into the hands of Kittle, the tight end. And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up 3rd down.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
From the gun on 3rd, Garoppolo. And that will be incomplete.
That's it, baby.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. Here comes the 49ers punter now, as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. Good open field tackling there. A 50-yard punt followed by just a 1-yard return. And the Bucs are going to take over 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. Now the Buccaneer offense set to take over again. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone.
Winston and the Bucs take over now 1st and 10 at their own 14-yard line. From the shotgun, it's Winston. Evans has it left side. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick 1st down.
I got the sense that the defense created a little momentum for them there, didn't it?
Did their job, forced the punt. Now, nice start to the drive. Offense has to do their part.
Yeah, they certainly do, but what a great start for them. They've got to go thank the guys on D.
Play action now, Winston. He's got this one complete to Perriman. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. A good pickup there of 20 yards. And now he's closing in on 450 yards passing.
That's an incredible number. I mean, you're talking about the best defenders in the world that you're trying to throw the ball against, and you're creating that type of a number. Fantastic job, fantastic performance. And he's going to have to ice up his arm afterwards, too.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. Play fake. Winston. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomp down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. To the air again with Winston. Throw right side, taken in by Godwin. And he'll have a gain of 3 to the 33. The completion good for 3, and it's second down.
Throwing the hitch route is actually one of the safer things an offense can do. Get the ball out to the receiver as fast as possible, hope he's got man-to-man coverage, and hope that his athleticism wins on the perimeter.
Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on second down. Winston and Brate, the tight end's got it. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down.
I think it's okay there. They didn't get a whole lot on that play, but it's nice to have a safety valve that's built like this guy. Big target, guy you can spot pretty easily. Put it on him when your other targets aren't open.
This a big play for both sides. What will we see here? 3rd and 4. And he's got a man. It's the tight end Howard complete. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers 18. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
Winston in the offense with a 1st and 10. And he's hit on all 6 of his throws on this drive. From the red zone now, Winston. Throwing the out route and complete. That's Howard. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
Well, they were unable to make anything really big out of that, but it's not a bad idea to find your tight end and give him an easy completion and keep moving things forward. Almost as bread and butter, it's a good running back dive play.
This drive's taken more than 3 minutes off the clock already as they come up on second down. 2 minutes remain, and that's our score differential as well. 2 points here in the 4th quarter. So it's Buccaneer football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Throwing again on second down. Winston. And he'd completed 7 straight passes before that one. As it falls incomplete and puts a halt to that streak.
I think he's a little trigger happy right there, and it turned into an ill-advised throw into their zone.
Well, we know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time it fell incomplete. Now, this is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. On 3rd down, here comes Barber. And he has the 1st down before he's tackled at the 5. And now with 1:52 to go, we get another pause in the action. A timeout here defensively. They come out here in the eye. It's 1st and goal, and a late touchdown at this stage could officially salt this one away. They're going to run this with a tight end. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Cameron Brate with now 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns as the Buccaneers tack on to their lead.
Well, that was absolutely ideal for them, wasn't it? Trying to salt this game away. I think one of my kids just graduated in the amount of time they had the football. That was absolutely impressive.
Everybody wants those salt-away-the-game drives. What makes them successful?
Well, when you're able to mix run-pass, when you're able to control the football and stay ahead of the chains, I'm using every cliche I know, but that's how you get it done because you're not taking negative plays, and that way you're able to run what you want to run when you get a chance to call it.
They get one more as the extra point's up and good. And it might seal the deal as that makes it a 2-score game here with not a lot of time remaining. Following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30. Garoppolo and the Niners now down by 9. A minute 46 to go. They'll need a score onside kick recovery, but first things first. 1st and 10.
Right, there we go. Right, 80! 54. Target. Hunt. 54.
A handoff to Breida to begin the drive. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before that he always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
On 2nd and inches, Garoppolo. That's complete to his receiver, Pettis. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes...
Oh, the Buccaneer pressure too much. Down he goes. Carl Nassib in there to take him down, and the clock will roll. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold it and give up a sack, you're really almost discrediting their work.
That'll be complete to Breida. Just a 1-yard pickup on the play. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. Short play like that in this situation this late, that's a win for the defense.
No doubt. I remember something Coach Madden used to talk about all the time. Sometimes you can't just take what the defense gives you. You have to take what you need. And in this case, the offense is taking what the defense is giving them, not what they need.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
And I think we'll probably see them go for it here on 4th down. No reason not to. Down a couple of scores, they have to try and make something good happen.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. Garoppolo going to go on 4th down. He's going to let it fly. And that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Bucs are going to take over with excellent field position to boot. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Down to a knee here. The defense still with a couple of timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them. And what are the whistles for? Timeout. So they'll stop the clock here in a game that's been decided in the closing seconds.
Check. Watch 54. You must be dreaming.
Victory formation now for the Buccaneers. Down to a knee they go. And with just inside of 10 seconds to go, they'll burn their final timeout. 9 seconds left. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long.
Here we go.
Winston will kneel down, and that should be your ball game. A lot of scoring. There's no doubt about that in this one, Charles. Points, they were not in a premium. They were pretty easy to come by.
They were, but it was fun, wasn't it? Because both teams finding ways to click. And you know people who love this game, they also love baseball games that are 14-11 with 3 or 4 home runs mixed in.
That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, find us on Twitter at EA Madden NFL. The Bucs are winners here as we say so long from Tampa.